Alright, good afternoon everyone. Welcome back to HBI Auto. My name is Kendall for those that don't know me. Today we're going to be taking the Ferrari 458 out on the streets to see, is it a streetable supercar? I've always been curious. I see a good amount of these being daily driven and pushed beyond what would be deemed as normal amount of miles. And I really want to see just how comfortable this car is on the streets of Knoxville, just going around town, going for a drive. So let's go ahead and get started. Now a little bit of background on this car. This is a 2013 white on black Ferrari 458. It's completely stock underneath the hood, so there's nothing really crazy about it, nothing uncomfortable. This does have the sport carbon seats, which are a really nice touch from the factory. It's got a really nice sport carbon fiber steering wheel and a pretty low amount of miles for a 458, especially from 2013, almost 10 years old. I love the interior. It's very clean and spacious. So far, it's pretty comfortable. I will say the exhaust does open up. I've got this car in race mode right now, and I'm going to leave it in race mode just to see how it sounds, how it feels and drives on the streets of Knoxville. This exhaust is pretty quiet right now, but as soon as you give it a little bit of gas, hear the tone drop a little bit, thus opening up a little bit more of the exhaust and that engine so you can hear more of it. I believe it is an active exhaust. I could be very mistaken on that, but so far the drive isn't too bad. The noise is actually like shockingly non-existent. Like there is little to no noise, and I can hear myself think the sound deadening is really good in this car. Now remember, this is stock, and another benefit is that the engine is in the back. Anyway, the engine's behind you, the exhaust is behind you, so everything sounds very quiet up front, and it's really, really nice. Now the entire interior is carpeting. You've got leather, you've got carbon fiber in it, but it really does a good job of absorbing all that sound, so you can hear yourself think, you can listen to the radio, and it sounds like you can hold a solid conversation in the car, which is a huge plus, especially if you plan on taking this car around town. Now getting on the gas a little bit, you can see it becomes a little bit louder and a little bit more Ferrari, for lack of a better term, but it's not bad. As far as visibility goes, I've got pretty good visibility. Again, with the blind spots, it's going to be really tough. But I will say in the 458, these side windows are a lot bigger, so I can easily see my blind spots a little bit better, which is good. It gives me that peace of mind. The tires, the suspension's doing a really good job right now. I will say, obviously, it is a supercar, so it's going to be absorbing a lot of the cracks and bumps in the road, but it's doing a lot better job than, say, a full track suspension setup. This is definitely sporty, and the coilovers are a little bit stiffer, but it's still forgiving and it still feels really nice. And it's not annoying, it's not irritating, and it's not hurting my back. Now I have ridden in the comfort seats where they're just they're the fully adjustable seats, and those are really comfortable. I like those a lot. We had those on another Ferrari, and I really like them, especially in an exotic car. It's just really nice on my back. One really annoying thing that I've never liked about the 458 is that when you turn it off, you hear me turning it. That's me trying to get the key out, and it won't come out until you, like, I don't know, for like 5 seconds it won't come out, and that's really annoying to me. So my water bottle did fall out while I was turning around just now, so that's something to keep in mind. I don't think I was turning around too aggressively, but you do have one cup holder right here, and then you have this little, like, I don't know if that's just like a little landing pod area. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't fit a water bottle. So, but this one seems to be all right. It's a little bit loose. I don't think you could put like a big 7-Eleven cup in there, but definitely a water bottle. You've got your window controls right here, and then you have a little spot right here for your phone, wallet, whatever it may be. Right here is the button for the glove box, which you do have a glove box, and you also have a CD loader right there, and then you also have a USB port right there. So you got a little bit of storage right here, nothing crazy, and it's not a lot to work with, but it's something. You do have little door pockets right here and right there, so it's really nice. You've got full black interior with that white double stitching right there. You've got leather, and you've got that carpet again, which really helps with the sound deadening. These are the sport bucket seats that I've been referring to, and then there's that bolster that I was talking about earlier. Now if you are a smaller framed person, you'll fit pretty comfortably. You'll have room to move around. If you are a little bit bigger, you do still have pretty good room, and these side pieces are really like angled outwards, which is really nice. And You do have a good amount of headroom for someone. I've mentioned before in other videos, I'm almost 6 foot tall. And I've got plenty of room to move around, which is a huge plus for me. These are carbon fiber seats, so really high quality. Again, that's the interior. Looking at the frunk here, we've got a very big frunk space, which is huge on exotic cars especially. This is a really nice, really deep bucket right here. You can fit tons of luggage right here. No golf clubs, but you can, again, put luggage here. So if you plan on taking this car for a rally or a long distance trip, you do have a good amount of room, which is nice for future reference. If you did want to go on a rally, you do have room to work with if you want to bring someone along. I will say, this is kind of silly, but if you wanted to put a mini cooler right there, you could. So you could have like a little cooler right here with a couple of water bottles. You've got tons of legroom. The only downside, again, is you can't really put the seats down. So if you wanted to take a nap, if your shotgun rider wanted to take a nap, they couldn't really do that. But it is comfortable nonetheless, and you do have tons of room and leg room. So that's a huge plus if you plan on taking this car around and driving a lot of miles on. This is such a clean car. I love it. I love how simple it is in design. And yeah, the spec is a little bit simple aside the interior, which is really nice from factory. But I've always been a really big fan of like the Stormtrooper look where it has the white and the black accent. That's just one of my favorite specs. And you've got the yellow with the yellow caliper, so it's really nice, just little accent things that go along with it. So far this car is doing a really good job at impressing me for a daily drivable supercar, but I want to get a little bit more driving done and then give my honest and full opinion on this car. So we're gonna go ahead and head back to the shop now. So yeah, let's get started. Bumpy. And these are just on small town roads. These aren't on city roads, you know, with tons of potholes and construction going on. So, or especially South Carolina roads where the roads are not the greatest, but it's not bad. It's not awful. The suspension is stiff, and again, it's that 80-20% factor where it's 80% race and sports car, fast and nimble, and then it's that 20% of, hey, here's a cup holder and here's really good AC controls, because you need to be comfortable while you're driving. I'm feeling out the suspension a little bit more, and again, it goes back to that 80-20 ratio where it's 80% race car and sports car go really fast, and it's that 20% comfort. They don't really care about your comfort that much, because if you buy an exotic, you're not there for comfort, you're there for speed. I'm feeling out the suspension a little bit more, and it's still not bad as other cars I've been in, but it is kind of a little bit bouncy for my taste, but that's just something I'm noticing. It's still softer than some other cars. Overall, I really like this car. I'm probably going to give this car an 8.5 out of 10. The reason being, really good visibility in and around the car. The sound ending's really good. Helps with that engine being in the back and the exhaust going straight out the back. I've got plenty of headroom. I've got probably another 6 or 8 inches worth of headroom right here, and then I've got tons of room to move around. The seats are pretty comfortable. They're still a little stiff even after sitting in the car for about 30 or so minutes. I'm starting to feel it on my back just a little bit, especially my lower back, but I do have good comfort. Another reason is you got a really big frunk space, which is impressive for a Ferrari. You didn't think that they'd give you that much frunk space. And then you have the glove compartment, you've got the side pockets, you've got really good, you just have good space inside and in the frunk area. It's not a full 10 out of 10. The suspension did start to feel more and more race car as time went on. Even I had the car in sport mode, not full race mode. So I started to feel it absorb a lot more than what was comfortable. Could I take this car on a rally? Most definitely. And I could see myself definitely driving this. I could definitely see myself driving this in a rally or on a road trip. I think I would daily drive this. It'd be a solid 5 out of 7 days I would daily drive this car. It's comfortable, it's nimble, again with the visibility, the power, and it's still comfortable, and you can daily drive it and the car can handle it. It's a really good naturally aspirated V8 engine that's in this car, and it can handle that high mileage and all that driving. That's what impresses me about these cars. I see these come up for sale a lot, and they've got 30, 40, or some of them are pushing 50,000 miles, and it's impressive to see how many people are driving the absolute crap out of these cars, because that's what cars are meant to do. They're meant to drive, and if you drive it, treat it well, and give it everything it needs, it'll treat you well back. Overall, 8.5 out of 10. I would daily drive this a solid 5 out of 7 days. That's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little bit different, but I'm going to try to start getting more into the series of just the streetability of these exotic cars, because I know a lot of people are curious about that, and especially if you're a first-time car buyer, you are really curious, oh, can I drive this all the time? I can drive this in this season, in this weather, in this condition. But yeah, I think the 458 is a solid daily drivable supercar. If you have any questions about this car is for sale, by the way. I've put the link in the description below so you can check out more photos and get in contact with our team about picking up this 458 Italia. I really like this car. I think it's a clean spec. It's a very nice drive. But that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.